Yeah, what's the last segment you want to get into?
I wanted to get into that battle thing we did last time.
right.
But well, only one character this time.
Okay.
When are we gonna settle the battle from last time?
We're gonna settle that later. Like, I'm gonna try to set up more of a situational thing because we're gonna use a whiteboard.
Visual thing?
Yeah, a visual thing. So that's gonna come later. So we're gonna explain that. I'll explain that in the video when we do it. So first off, for people who don't know what the battle is, we brought in last time 2 people that we would fight alongside with, and we'd battle each other, and who would win those fights. Those two characters, who would win the fight against everyone. And this time we're only going to do 1 for time's sake. So I don't know my character 100% yet. I'm tossing between 2. So do any
I
of you?
request to go last.
You request to go last. You went first last time.
So
would
I
mean
request
he
to go
goes
last
last
this
this
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you know what? I want Pilly to go first.
You want me to go first?
I want you
And
to.
I can't choose from One Piece and or Dragon Ball Z?
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
So
Whatever will I do? Ichigo Kurosaki.
Really?
really.
Oh yeah, I'm talking
just
about
did
only
that.
up to his full bring. Only up to his full bring.
What?
I gotta give me some limitations so I can make it fun.
Oh.
Let's go right to he.
No
Hit me with
offense,
it.
but Ichigo, if I remember correctly, Ichigo got bitch slapped.
But was 100.
You chose.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, can I re-choose?
Okay.
I made the choice. I'll stick with it if
I'll
you don't
give
let
you.
me.
I'll give you a reach. What do you guys think?
Rock paper scissors. It.
You don't want him to.
With who?
Me. Beat it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Best out of 3, by the way.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's 1.
That's 1 for Pill. Boom, boom, boom. That's 1 for Eli. Boom, boom, boom. Oh.
Nope, you don't get changed.
No reach.
Okay, I'm sticking with it.
So
I'm
no
sticking with
reaches
it.
for
Full
anyone.
bring Ichigo gonna beat your
Full bring
booties.
Ichigo
I'm
Kurosaki.
prepped.
Okay.
I'm not prepped. Let's do
Full
it.
Okay,
Ichigo
Tui,
got
I want
bitch
you to go.
slapped.
He got knocked to the side out.
I'm gonna let.
I'm gonna choose. The thing is, I don't want to choose like a godly character.
Then
You
don't.
know.
So one thing is,
Go
is
with
that from the
Chad.
from the previous.
Chad level.
So one thing I wanted to bring up. So from the previous episode, they chose characters. Tui, Carson, and Pilly picked characters from One Piece. So in this time, they can't use any characters from the One Piece world. For me, I can't use any characters from the Naruto world because I picked both Naruto characters, and Pilly picked a character from Dragon Ball Z. So we're trying to avoid using like characters from the same universe in each episode.
No
Okay.
repeats.
No repeats.
Okay.
I just want to explain to the audience.
Yeah.
Choose a world first.
Oh, choose a world first, dude. I'm like torn between a couple of different. But the thing is, if I do that, I have to explain to these two
That's true.
like
That's
everything about him, you know, or at least like why he would beat people. Because
Because that's how
all
it
right,
goes.
all right. I'm just gonna go with My Hero Academia.
Oh, duh.
I'm gonna choose Eraserhead.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought we were not choosing gods.
Well,
Eraserhead. Who's that
it
again?
really depends. So Eraser's head quirk is when he looks at people, he can turn off their powers.
He can negate biofunctions. Is what it is. Because that's
it,
what quirks
yeah,
are. He
that's
can
true.
negate biofunctions. Brain
So
synapses. that kind of stuff.
biological differences, you know, like abnormalities
Like
leading up
Quincy
to,
stuff.
to quirks. You know. Anyway, so yeah, Eraserhead. His quirk is to
Lovely.
disable other people's quirks.
Other people's quirks. So that would shut off. That would shut off like Ichigo's powers. And
I think.
but that's the thing. Like quirks. That's a really
It
broad.
doesn't. We have not established that it messes with spiritual or spectral functions,
Which
or
is what
anything
Ichigo
like that.
uses.
Which but his Quincy abilities, I do think, would be nullified.
Well, but as a Shinigami, is it not part of you?
as a Shinigami, no. A Quincy is a human
I
with
mean-
these abilities.
I mean, as a Shinigami, isn't your like powers like your Bankai and your Zanpakuto, isn't that tied to you?
Yes,
tied
but
to
it
your
is
spirit.
spiritual enemy.
yeah,
okay.
It's tied
Yeah.
to your spirit form.
That's all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't argue
Quincy's
with
are
that.
never separated from their mortal bodies. They're only stuck in those coils.
Well, what? Okay.
There's
Man,
no cone for Quincy's.
that's a tough one to fight against. That's a tough one.
I agree. It's good. It's a good choice.
Eraserhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because characters I would think of, I don't know if they would be affected or not. because it's really hard.
Just choose your favorite.
Well, if it shuts down physical abilities, then it cannot disrupt spiritual abilities or or like things where you pull things from the environment that's not physical.
That's not physical. See, that's the thing. Like,
Well, like-
this person has it inside them to the point where it's like their heart.
So
But
yeah,
who
you're
is
gonna
it?
have to explain.
Hohenheim.
Oh,
He has a Philosopher's Stone inside of him.
You can't shoot. Wait.
No.
yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
choose.
yeah.
He didn't.
I remember now.
Yeah, I
Um,
chose 2 Naruto characters.
Are
So.
Well,
you choosing Hohenheim?
But it's an external source that was placed inside. No?
Therefore, if I remember correctly, it's physical. It is physical, and it provides physical abilities, so it should not be able to be turned off.
Alchemy itself would not be affected by Eraserhead because there's a function, there's a formula to it. There's
Yes,
A
but
plus
the
B
s-
equals
Right.
Yeah.
yes,
C.
but would
They
the
understand
stone be
this.
affected?
The
I think the stone
do
would,
not
right?
think- I don't
Because
Ooh.
you said bio traits, right? It's
Biofunction.
biological, anatomical. If it's part of his body, like, and it has been for who knows how long,
2,000 years.
yeah.
Okay, that
like, does
I'm
that
leaning
then
your way.
become
I feel it. I feel
like?
it.
I feel like it could be stopped by.
But he
Eraserhead.
still has alchemy powers.
Yeah,
Like,
he couldn't stop the alchemy
You couldn't
itself.
stop the alchemy, but I do think
But
the
anything
blood,
done with
that was
the
the
Philosopher's
character I was
Stone.
trying to figure out. So,
But
I
if you can
actu-
stop the stone from working.
actually, I
then-
would choose Edward Elric.
Edward?
Yeah, I would choose Edward. Edward Elric.
At what
Yeah, and the thing is,
stage?
like, if you work out,
It's
right?
f-
If you're strong because
Facing
you have
game,
muscles.
Endgame. Endgame.
Okay, all right, understandable. You
If-
chose.
The thing is, if you're strong,
I
'cause you
don't
have-
know end game, Edward.
He has
I
no.
haven't
He has no
watched all of
alchemy.
it.
No,
Oh.
no, no. That's after. No, I'm talking about
He's
when
talking
he's
about
facing.
during the last fight,
But
not after.
after-
It was all of good. It was
Yeah.
all good. I understand. I
Um,
understand. Yeah,
it
you
was-
wouldn't choose a no alchemy. He's lame then.
But I like if you're strong because you worked out and you have the muscles and that's your strength, it can't be taken away by Eraserhead. But if you're
Oh, yeah,
strong
yeah.
because your superpower is super strength, it can be taken away by Eraserhead.
Yeah.
So if it's drawn in spiritually or energetically, it wouldn't be able to.
If you manifest it
see,
through
that's where-
your abilities, through some type of your body doing something,
But
then
what
no.
if it's a part of like everyone and everything, and everyone can, but some have trained themselves to be able to?
then
Oh.
yes,
then
it
I
would-
don't-
It would affect that.
I don't think it. The thing is like that's how because that's what I was just talking about, right? With muscles.
Because you're basically building the muscle to be able to draw it in.
To draw it, to draw.
I
an
think-
ability
I think
out.
the answer is that you're
It's not an
the more you
ability.
build
It's
it,
an
the
energy
more
around everyone.
resistance you build towards the ability. But I don't think it makes it 100% off the table that it can't affect
if you
it.
draw in energy and then convert it into something that through your means, through your body, I think that counts as a biofunction. Just because you're powered by something else doesn't mean that it's not you doing it.
Well, I mean, it's like this. Like if you work on your technical skills with a sword, that can't be taken away,
No.
right? But if you have a sword that is like covered in flames because you have flame powers, like he can take the flames away, but the sword doesn't go away. Like your knowledge and your techniques and your skills that you have, like your muscle memory and all that, you can keep that. And I think when you build your like spiritual and your focal energy to a point, it probably starts to resist the ability. But it's all speculation. There's no proof or evidence to back up what I'm saying. This is just like logically what makes sense to me.
I feel it.
Vegito Blue. But let me tell you
Vegito
why.
Blue.
Because he has a major downside.
Okay.
1 hour.
Oh,
has an hour?
okay.
That's the downside of fusion, and that's why it shows him at blue form.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Actually, I'm debating on whether choosing the same fusion or a different fusion.
the thing is, if I
'Cause it's
was
gonna be a
choosing
fusion
from the Dragon
character.
Ball, yeah, if I was choosing from the Dragon Ball universe, I would definitely be choosing a different person.
But why a different person?
Well, there's just one person I think that it has shown up in Dragon Ball Super that I don't think anyone in the series that's shown up can be other than maybe a couple people.
Black Goku?
No.
That's just a name I heard.
In Super.
Beezus?
But I don't want to choose Whis or Beerus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's the thing, is I'm not going to choose either of them.
I also wouldn't want to. That's why I like, because if I go to Dragon Ball, I want to choose them, but I don't want to choose. They're literally like a god and an angel.
Whis is literally more powerful than Beerus, who is a god of destruction.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to choose either of them. That's the limit.
that's
However,
why I
I am going to
avoided
choose a
Dragon Ball.
different fusion from a different point in time. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Oh, okay.
Reason being,
In the future.
yes, blue Blue Vegito is very powerful. Same hour limitation, by the way.
Okay.
But Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta comes at a later time and is therefore more powerful, but still has the same absolute huge downside and different characteristics.
And a really hairy chest.
Actually, chest is bare. It's everything else is hairy.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's everything but the chest.
Oh, that's ew.
So
Yeah.
I got a huge downside, which is why I'm
Naked
letting myself
chest.
choose them.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the hour limitation, I wouldn't have chosen
Yeah,
them because they're too powerful.
It's cheating.
See that?
That's what that
see,
is.
that's the reason why with like all these characters, I'm actually glad we chose characters that have like downsides.
Yep.
Like I chose.
Well, what's Eraserhead's downside?
That's all he has. He has to take down people.
He's only physically.
He had to learn how to fight physically, like with
Well, that's the
martial
thing.
martial arts and stuff.
Because even if you can
Oh, and
take
he can only
away-
affect one person at a time, right?
Because even
So
if you can
if he
take
looks
away,
away, it's like your
Yeah,
power's
you
back.
you have to be
He
staring
has
at him.
he has
and
to be
there's
looking
a feeling.
at you.
It's been
It's
shown
with
that
his
there's
eyes.
a feeling that someone's like, oh, my powers are deactivated before they even try to manifest.
Yeah.
It's just
So
like, whoa.
he doesn't
Okay.
have to make eye contact.
So the thing
he
is,
just
even
has to look
if
at
you
you.
could take away Gogeta's key gathering ability,
He's
still
still incredibly
super
powerful.
strong.
Yeah.
Plus, there's
Even
one
just
technique.
physical
The flank-
strength.
the
There
flank
is one
without,
somewhat
right?
physical technique which would break that. Instant transmission.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And that's not
Isn't
even
instant
that's not
transmission
even a
just
spiritual
running so
thing. That's
fast that
just
you go out
physical.
of sight?
It's just
No.
immediate teleportation.
Yeah, it's
Immediate
immediate teleportation. He learns from the aliens on the planet he lands on after the
Yard
destruction of Namek. Yeah, Yard Rat.
Yard rat.
That's the name
Of the
that's the name
planet.
of the race.
Legit.
Oh,
They're
yeah, yeah,
yard
yeah.
rats.
Mm.
Called yard rat.
Yeah.
I know. However,
I forgot.
it is
so silly.
a nice counter to that ability.
Yeah.
Which is why as soon as you brought out that, I was like, oh no, I've got to find someone to counter specifically that one.
But Eraserhead is also a veteran hero, right? So he has experience and knows like to avoid certain things like, oh, he disappeared. Might be behind me, you know, like
That would be Vegeta. Gogeta is the more strategic and calmer version.
right, but what I'm saying is like he understands that type of strategy. And so he knows how to avoid just losing in half a second.
Well, I'm not saying losing in half a second kind of counter. I'm talking about you can't disable his powers forever counter.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Because like it's a counter, he can get away, regain his energy, and be like, okay, now I know what this man can do. Now I need to be wary.
Yeah. And the
Because
problem is
Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. If you've seen it, that's when he becomes serious.
so does he lose his ability to fly
I don't-
when Eraserhead is looking at him?
that's a physical thing, though. Isn't it?
Is it? Isn't it the key power
Yeah,
around
it's,
you?
it's definitely the
Because
key
it's not
power.
like they're just jumping for a long time.
Goku couldn't. Goku flew on the Nimbus before he learned
That's
anything
what I was about
key
to say.
powered.
I was gonna say technically Goku still has a Nimbus.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But would it
If
respond
they
to
use
Gogeta?
Nimbus.
That is the biggest question.
Yeah, because
I don't
like,
think it would recognize.
yeah,
his
Goku's
signature.
there, but also Vegeta's the opposite, right?
However,
He
you
smelled
also
him.
hear both voices.
Nimbus
Mm.
smelled him when he went in Dragon Ball when they first met with Korin, and Korin was like, "He's got to smell ya," and he smelled him. So I don't think. I think so when he calls out, he seeks him out through that kind of like essence or maybe smell.
Well,
I
he
think
would still be
Gogeta's
able
gonna
to
have a
smell
different
him.
one.
He's still be able to smell him because it's a combination of two people with two different smells.
But the fact
But
is
I
that
think
both
they would
smells
intermingle and they would
combined
become
together.
different-
True.
Yeah,
True.
they're mended
Yeah.
together. It'd be a wicked awkward smell. And like he'd smell him, but it'd be like, ooh, you're
Oh,
the-
you smell like you got a
I'm
man
sure
inside
Gohan-
of you.
I'm sure
enough.
Gohan smells a lot. Is way more similar than Gogeta because Vegeta is so drastically different, and I'm sure he doesn't shower. He's a
I'm
man's
sure.
man.
a man's
I also
man.
don't shower.
You're a
Yeah.
man's man.
Like this, that's the reason why I was asking about the key thing. Would Eraserhead
Mhm.
be able to disable gathering key? It's a
Yeah.
spiritual thing with energy around you, and you build up your ability to gather the key.
That's
Is,
true.
is
I
there
think he
is,
would
there, is there
stop
is there a
the
limitation
absorption
in your
of
body?
ki.
Like, can you does it like in any form that does it require your body to be able to control it?
Yes,
I think so.
because if you
I th-
look
okay,
at
actually-
Yamcha in Dragon Ball Z, when they're thrown into Popo's training, and they're fighting the Saiyans to prepare for the Saiyans to arrive, he gathers energy so slowly, and the Saiyans.
I feel like it'd be in the same instance as like chakra. Like
It's pretty much.
I
what it
think.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Eraserhead
Chakra
would
would-
They're,
halt
they're
the
both based
consu-
on the
like,
same concept.
absorption of ki.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like it'd be chakra, like with Naruto trying to do the
so
Rasengan.
I think like things like Kamehameha
That stuff
couldn't
would be
happen.
disabled.
Yeah.
That stuff would be disabled.
I don't think like gathering the key would necessarily even be disabled because like it's only when it gets put into an action.
And ki can be used for physical things too.
Yeah, it could be used to like you could use it to recover your body physically and stuff like that. You know, like they're albeit slowly, but like
Kaioken. What about Kaioken?
Kaioken. I think Kaioken.
Kaioken
Kai-
actually destroys your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think Kaioken might get through his quirk.
Ooh,
'Cause it's different.
it's
Dude,
different.
Gogeta's already powered up. Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, well, I know he brought that up. Well, but what I'm saying is like he goes to Super Saiyan Blue and then hits Kaioken afterwards. So like to
Oh,
say
you're
that
talking
he
about that Goku.
well, but what I'm saying
what I
is
feel,
like
I
to say that
feel
he
Super
can't.
Saiyan Blue would be disabled. That is so heavily
Mhm.
key based.
Mm.
But Kaioken, remember, that is so very
That was just
physically
his
based.
training. He
Yeah.
got that before he.
That well, like he trained for Super Saiyan Blue, but Super Saiyan Blue uses your ki and boosts your ki immensely,
Yeah,
while Kaioken damages your body physically.
but yeah, but
But
what
also
I'm saying is
amplifies
like
body physically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a physical thing, and Kaioken would get through. That's
Yeah.
my hypothesis.
okay, yeah. All right, then we
I mean,
agree.
it's a little doesn't matter now, but like
Yeah. The thing is that against the people that you guys have chosen, I don't think Eraserhead comes out on top of this.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause you got
I had a huge
Gogeta.
advantage.
and you got Hohenheim
I picked Edward actually,
or Edward.
but still, Edward
Oh.
years of training.
Yeah, and if I can't stop alchemy, you know, if Eraserhead can't stop alchemy because it's not even it's an entirely different source being utilized as a tool. It's not even in something inside of you. So
You can stop say a Keyblade from Gogeta or a Key Blast,
mm.
but you can't stop how physically powerful Gogeta is.
yeah, like if he punches him in the face, it's like you can't stop that
like
punch.
Gogeta is the culmination of Goku and Vegeta.
And like with most alchemists, it would be like they have to make a sign or something. With Edward, he just has to clap his hands and transmit. Sometimes he just thinks about it. It's showing like he just thinks about it.
Like when he warms up the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, he just does it. So in his spec, it's due to experience, training, how strong he's gotten.
I will not deny that I had a major advantage in this by going last.
Yeah.
Like if I had chosen something, I feel like the first pick should be able to get at least one re-choose just because of what had happened,
Yeah.
but not an insane one. There's got to be a limitation on some
Yeah.
re-choose.
Also, should the re-choose come after everyone
Yes.
else chooses?
Yes.
So then that would be now.
But that's why there are limitations on the re-choose.
So should we give Pilly a re-choose now since we straight up denied it to him before?
It's not just that, because now that everybody's heard everything, they've had time to
That's
think about a
true.
counter.
That's true.
But then again, that's
Oh.
why the
Are we
limitations
supposed
on
to
the
be thinking about
re-choose.
counters?
That's the whole strategy.
Yeah.
I thought.
That's why going first is
yeah.
bad.
Okay. So
Yeah. Which is why
for
I'm
this time,
offering
Y'all just
a
described
re-choose.
it
no,
so
for
well.
this time, I'll give you one
re-choose.
re-choose.
Well,
Same-
the thing
does
is,
that have to
I
stay in
think
the
there should
same
be a very
universe?
limited re-choose on the first person. Like, they can't choose somebody overly powerful
Mm.
who destroy everybody.
No people that you know are like god power from the show.
Who did you choose?
I'm gonna go for fun. I had chosen Ichigo Kurosaki.
How about stay in the same universe?
Okay.
Okay, just give him a minute.
Do you know any other name?
I
Well,
don't
like,
think-
I just
I
have
would
to
be
choose.
okay
I
with
just have
him
to choose.
choosing
I just have to
universe,
choose.
changing universes, as long as he doesn't choose like the god tier that would snap his fingers.
but I
off.
feel like choosing
Yeah.
it, like he chose. I would like to keep him in the same universe because if you pick that character, there was a reason why you picked that character. So keeping it in the same universe makes you have to think: do I know the show, or did I just pick a character just because I heard they're cool?
Okay.
At this point, I feel like that's okay. I want
I
to hear.
don't know his name.
because
Who?
I've seen the
Ice
show,
Dude.
I've read the entire
Little-
Gundam
Little
manga.
Ice Captain.
Oh,
like, I can't
Hitayoshi.
even remember the
Hitayoshi.
names.
Hitayoshi.
I thought it was like Kitsuragi or something. It's crazy. I was way off.
Hitayoshi is his
But yeah, Ice
is
Dude.
one of his
'cause
names.
he'd
I'm
be
not sure
fun.
which one, but
I don't think he would win at
he's
all.
my favorite captain.
Like, what's
I
your
don't doubt it.
character's
I don't
biggest
doubt it. That's your
downside?
boy.
It's not
Biggest
void.
asset?
Downside.
Oh, downside? His size.
Wait,
He's the
Well, his size and
Yoshi?
his insecurity about
I
his
can
size.
fix that.
his insecurity about his size. Like he's
Dude,
he's-
we are going on. Me and you, short dudes.
he's 5'4", 5'5". By the end of the show,
Don't let-
after
don't
the
let
whole
him
fight,
hear
and
me
everything-
say
Edward.
that.
I forgot it was still Hohenheim.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I met Edward and I know
yeah,
what that is.
Edward. He's
he
like
also
5.
gets very, very confident.
He's very
Yeah.
confident. No, he's very confident in what he does.
You know,
His book-
And
his-
he gets
arrogant.
too cocky. and
Yeah.
he
he's-
is cocky.
But the fact is that his cockiness has gotten him out of some of the tightest situations.
It also got him into those situations.
Yeah, but the fact is he got into situations due to the fact of his brother trying to protect his stupid ass.
Yeah.
I have issues with Alphonse in so many ways, trying to make sure that father doesn't come on top, and he's trying to face envy, and envy pisses him off for calling him shorty, and he's trying to keep
Wait, Alphonse?
no, Edward.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that is his biggest weakness. But how does that affect him in battle? That's the thing.
His biggest weakness is his hands. If he doesn't have any, then we win.
If you're able
Yeah,
to
his
destroy him,
Not just
his metal limbs could
his
be
arm would be able to
dismantled.
be. His arm wouldn't that be able to be disabled
Yeah.
by you?
Oh,
Or his
yo,
leg.
yeah, that's a
that's mechanical. That's mechanical.
That is
But it's also a part of
mechanical.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's mechanical.
It
but
functions
but he can
through
still, but he
biopsy.
can go like this. He can still clap and drop and still do it. So
true.
in the
It
reality,
just makes it more difficult.
It's just hooked up
He's
to his
fought with
muscles.
that,
It's
though,
just-
against
it's
greed.
just- It's
Yeah.
just a bunch of
He's fought that
wires and
against
stuff
father.
hooked up
well,
to
we're
his
not
muscles.
saying that Eraserhead won already.
I
We're
know,
just
but that's
saying
the thing.
That can be
We're just
disabled.
trying to find your biggest weaknesses and see how yours will affect it in battle.
Mhm.
Because mine has an obvious weakness. You stall for time. Like, yeah, Gogeta can track you, but like,
Yeah.
there's three other
if
people.
you stall for time,
but there's 3 other people.
But
yeah,
he-
I
but-
can get
but
Gogeta
that's what I'm
can
saying. That's a
eliminate
This-
huge
one
one.
but
with
here's
a
the
half
thing. This is
second.
the most human person in this group. This is the most human person
Hey.
in this fight.
Mine's actually based in
Edward?
a humanish world.
Yeah,
Ish.
Edward is
He's
actually
actually human.
he's actually human. I'm not a spirit. I'm not. I don't have
He's
superpowers.
an alchemist.
But
what alchemists are all human.
They're all
They
human.
they let themselves into something else when they do alchemy.
They're humans. With,
Especially Edward, Alphonse, and Teacher. They allowed something else to enter them.
tell
that they
me what
can
they
do
are then.
the alchemy. They are an unknown entity that.
It-
What is that? The name of that thing in the Eye of Truth.
They did it.
That thing that affected them.
So they
They're
did.
more than human
It's
now.
it's the truth. They learned more
Yeah,
knowledge.
they learned the truth.
They learned the truth. So what happened is, in the world, there's something called the human transmutation. That's forbidden alchemy. Basically,
Yes.
bringing someone else back to life. What is worth another human's life, but another human?
Correct.
So that's the reality of it.
They
And
lost something that
they
day.
lost something. Like both of them lost something. But the fact was that the only way they got to that point was study, was training, where they had to push.
Hard work.
They had to push the human body to limits where 10-year-old boys, 10 and 11-year-old boys had to push their bodies to the limit of ungodly things. So
ungodly things, and then they came back from that,
yeah,
changed.
yeah, and that was but it took time of healing. Like to get his leg and arm, he had to go through a year of the most intense physical training where he was puking blood.
Yep.
His nerve ends had to be reconstructed to work with the metal arm and leg.
That's why it's a part of him too.
Yeah.
And they can be affected. They wouldn't be able to be disabled or anything, but like if there's something there that Edward does that can be affected in some way, your metal limbs
But
are no
that-
different.
But that's like saying his superpower is that's like saying it's a superpower to have those limbs. It's not a superpower. It's like a normal human body.
No,
well,
it
the
is
thing is
part
that
of
the
the
quirks.
body.
The thing is that the
That's my
quirks.
point.
The quirks are just things that are a part of you.
Like
You know,
Eli,
like they're only
that's my
called
point. It's part of
superpowers
the
because
body. I'm
we
not
call
calling
them
it a
superpowers.
superpower.
No, but that's like can your quirk affect someone just normally?
No. It's just
Well,
No,
so
I'm
his
saying
metal
if
arm is just
something
like
goes-
I know.
attached to the muscles.
I'm just
It-
trying
it
to
works
fig-
exactly like a normal arm. It's
Yeah.
just that it's a different material.
Allow me to explain a little bit differently.
Yeah.
What I mean is like if he does something in his entire body that can be affected, his metal arms are no exception. His metal arm and leg is no exception.
So he's not saying
I'm not saying they can
that.
be disabled right off
Yeah,
the bat.
he's not
No,
saying
I'm
he
just
can-
trying to I'm just trying to figure that out because that's the thing. Like if a normal say like that was just a normal arm, could that be affected by your quirk?
It could be, But it wouldn't.
But if it was like, because that's what I'm trying
Yes,
to
it-
figure
yes,
out.
The answer to that question is yes. It could.
Because if we did, because the fact is that it's like, if that person, like you said earlier, like super strength, I understand your super strength would be gone, and you just be a normal person that could still move. Wouldn't you be able to?
Yes.
Yes, you still
Yeah,
be able
but
to
that
move.
so his arm is
Well,
considered
so
normal.
it is.
And-
It is slightly
That
restrictive.
is my point. Your arm is normal, saying that if something happens, they are not immune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's like you thought he was arguing that. Well, I mean, tell me,
I thought
correct me if I'm wrong.
I thought it was gonna be like dead, like you can't.
No,
move
no,
it
no,
or
that's
anything.
not what he
no,
was
no,
saying
no,
at
No,
all.
that was the thing. That was the thing I was getting confused about. Was like, was it going to be like just like a heavy,
No.
heavy
It's not
weight?
just
They're
a
attached
limp.
to the muscle and everything. I'm just saying that they are a part of your body,
Yeah. So if
meaning that they are not immune to his quirk.
yeah, so in the situation that the rest of his body is affected by the quirk, his arms and his metal arm and leg will also be affected.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
he was saying.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it's not immune.
Yeah.
And so, but like on top of that, it's metal. You hit him in the face. Also, I will say that something I didn't bring up about Eraserhead that is something about him is he has bandages that he uses to fight. It's the only way he can fight long range. It's really like one long, like almost like a scarf, but it's made out of special material that's really, really, durable and strong.
Correct.
And so, but that's his only long range. He has no other long range other than his quirk, which doesn't do any actual damage. It just disables, like, supernatural, The thing is, I don't know the exact definition. So, in order to, like, determine what he can and cannot turn off, unfortunately, I can't. I don't know.
Could
Well,
you
how-
turn off the spectral dude who could who's part of the hand all over his body guy? He can do black holes and like teleport people. Not truly black holes.
Yes, he
could
can.
affect
He
him.
stopped him.
I would say that's
He
spectral or
100% stopped
spiritual.
him from
So I would
creating
say it
any
would affect
portals.
some kind of non-tangible.
Yeah, in fact, that
spiritual
guy's body,
esque.
that guy's body was made out of the like stuff that the portals are made out of. When Eraserhead cut off his disabled his ability, it all came his entire body that's made out of that all got shrunk into the middle piece that was just like a piece that held his body together.
You know, I'm feeling a real Bed of Chaos vibe.
Yeah.
In what way?
You get to the center and it's just this puny
Oh.
little thing.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, so to wrap this up with the fight, it's right now what I'm looking at.
Who's first out?
Yeah, who's first out?
I chose the ice dude.
Yeah,
Dude, I
have-
think
I believe what is it? 15 minutes that he can be in that adult form. His second Bankai. Was it 5 minutes? 15 minutes? He had a limited time.
well, all right. Is it before or after he's a zombie?
After.
There is also a small loophole that I have here too.
Vegeta and Goku are not disabled when unfused. They just aren't Gogeta anymore.
Oh no.
Okay,
Then
so
we
he
have
couldn't
two
split
enemies.
them.
However, it's also Kid Goku, unless he gets back into Super Saiyan 4.
That's true. Well, but okay, but is would his disabling ability disable the fusion itself? Is that what you're saying?
That sounds correct.
I would say,
I feel
Because
like
I don't know.
I would feel like no. 'Cause
I
that's a
also feel like no.
That's
No.
a physical combination.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that it really kind of
like a mathematic-
surpasses
Could you put it into an
any
equation? A
power.
plus B equals fusion.
Fusion dance.
Fusion. Oh, straight up. Yeah. There's a set like
movement.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
movement,
function.
physical
function. Okay. Yeah. No. Then I don't think it would be affected by his quirk.
Yeah. Well, plus it already has its own time limit.
Yeah, it's
you
already
know?
it's already got limitation, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well
So
thought out.
so who would be the first one out?
So I think
I think Eraserhead.
Eraserhead goes out either first or second.
Then who'd be the first?
I think I would.
Well,
My guy? No.
I don't
You
know
can
because
create
you
weapons.
have
I think
you
Edward
have one
would
of the
have one.
crazier powers here
Yeah.
because you're an ice dragon,
I'm an ice dragon.
basic in human form. You know,
Yes.
I mean you're not an you know what I mean
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. I understand. I think Edward goes out first.
because he's Hitayoshi.
What?
What?
So with my
I would see you as a short person and be like, "What up, shrimp?" Then you'd be like, "Shut your fucking face."
But then
Bring it, shorty, and then we'd duke it out, and then I'd freeze you.
I feel like Edward is more. It has enough like dexterity, like enough, like he can move. Cause how big are you as a dragon?
Even just from what?
Okay, so he's not
dragon
he's
in
not a
human
dragon.
form.
He's a human.
Yeah.
He's
the
like
dragon spirit
about
in
as
human
short
form.
as Edward, if not maybe slightly taller.
I feel.
He just has huge ice wings, and his sword gets covered with ice, and he can shoot ice blades and like.
I feel like I could deflect that. Because he can make walls. He can make any. I could take with my training. I can take this.
Hold up. What's our battleground first? Before we get into that, what's the battleground?
See, this is why.
Desert
Have you
wasteland.
guys heard of Super Fight?
Yes.
This is why I
If
love
you go
Super
into a
Fight because
desert
you can.
wasteland, his walls are useless though. That's the thing.
But
Well,
but
well,
it's
actually, no,
also
it's
harder
transition
for
into a
him.
different substance just has
Yeah.
to exist, right?
Yeah.
Then you've just given him.
It
a
would actually
power.
just put him at a disadvantage.
Sand is very, very.
And
fluid.
I've learned.
Well, plus
I've
it'll be
learned
too hot.
chemistry. So like I've learned elements that I know how to break down molecule. I've learned how to break.
You know
down,
what sand's
But
made out of,
can't-
so you can take the
can't
things
do
out
that
of
if I
sand and
just
make something
freeze
else.
you. If I catch you
That's
one
a
of your
good point.
hands, you're done. You're done. You
Well,
can't clap if I freeze one
yeah,
of your
but
hands.
he
Crowd
has
and do the same
he
thing.
has done something
He has
without
done it
having to
one-handed?
clap.
Yes.
He's done it without even trying.
How far of an extent did that go to?
It wa-
Walls.
it took longer.
weapon.
But it
Yeah.
worked still flawlessly.
In that time, why would I not freeze you?
Depends on what he's building.
Depends on what he's building.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it depends. So I don't think I'd
I
be
don't
out
know,
first.
but he can also fly.
I can fly. I can
Father
long
coulda
range
flo-
you. I can
Father
long
coulda
range
flown.
you.
Okay, but could
Right,
Edward?
But you're not
No.
father.
no,
I
but
can just long distance. Dude, just going at you. That doesn't work. That doesn't
Oh,
work.
but you're
I get
saying he
slowly
beat
closer.
Father.
yeah, he beat Father.
Okay, but father also didn't. He didn't. The thing is, that's not fair, you know, because like comparing
That
Hideyoshi
was the
to
next
father is totally like it's a ridiculous comparison. Because father is basically God, and Hideyoshi is just a guy with ice powers.
Yeah. Short guy with ice powers.
But I would say that there is merit to your argument that all you have to do is stay away and try to freeze him.
And
you know.
and Hitiyoshi's been shown to have some strategy, enough so to understand that you would commonly be doing the clap motion, be like, okay, I gotta stop that.
Mm.
That seems to be my problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but let's flash
But
to
you
us
also have-
real quick. So if they're fighting each other, that leaves us.
Oh God.
You guys don't know about the hour limit. Your
True.
characters don't know about that because they're not in
Yeah.
the same universe.
He
Therefore, you wouldn't
uh,
know to stall.
Yeah, he wouldn't know.
That
to
is a
stall.
downside.
However, that being said, Eraserhead has been shown to be extremely intelligent and strategic, and if he finds out that the enemy is much, much more powerful than him, he might want to stall in order to come up with a strategy.
Gogeta can track though. That's the thing.
That's
he can
true.
Sense presences.
Can he sense presences if he's being disabled by Eraserhead's quirk?
Oh
However, if he's being disabled, then you're within his line of sight.
That's true.
Gogeta would figure that out within an
No.
instant.
all he has to do is look at you. He could be behind you, right?
Well,
Turn around,
I don't know.
Gogeta.
Do you really
But I mean,
think
if he
Gogeta would
hid and then
instantly
kept
figure
him in
out
his
that
eye.
all he has to do is look at you to disable it? Like it
Well,
would take
well,
at
I guess
least a couple
not
instances.
instantaneously,
Okay, okay.
but like if Gogeta used instant transmission, then felt his energy come back, and be like, "There's something on this. I'm going to test this again."
Yeah.
He would get looked at, do it again, and once he felt his energy again, he's like, "All right, I know what's happening."
I
Now
agree
know
with
what to
that.
do."
I agree with that.
Like Gogeta's not the brash one Vegito is. Gogeta's
Mm-hmm.
calm, collected, and very strategic.
Yeah, but Eraserhead. So the thing is that if I were to put in my head Eraserhead against Gogeta, Gogeta wins hands down, because Eraserhead, aside from that quirk and these bandages that are like near indestructible in this world, like all he has is hand-to-hand combat, and he can't keep up with Gogeta because he has the strength of a human, and Gogeta is not even a little bit human. You know,
Gogeta's a Saiyan.
he's two Saiyans put
Two
together.
Saiyans, yeah.
You know, so like if they were to punch each other's fists full force, Eraserhead's arm would break and fly off. You know,
But then
Like,
that still leaves the question: who's the first gone?
I think Eraserhead, because their fight is closer. You know, because he's trying to freeze him and he's keeping him out. Right? They both have very strong arguments and like counters to each other. Whereas
Plus, if
my only counter to you is looking at you.
imagine getting out of sight, figuring out what's happening. You forget all the combinations that they have with their moves, including one of my personal favorites, instant transmission Kamehameha. charge it. And if you charged up a Big Bang Kamehameha,
Yeah,
got behind you,
is done. Like his body couldn't handle that. The thing, like he doesn't have superhuman endurance, right?
Mhm.
He has the endurance of better than an average human
Mhm.
because
And that's the
he's
thing with
from
you, too.
endurance of fighting.
Ki is not something studied in that world. Therefore, again, I'm not too far in. into
So
molecules,
there-
but would chemistry be able to pick apart the molecules? Because he hasn't been able to study that before.
So it depends. If it depends on like in the battlefield. If he finds out that it's like a form of something, he'll try to do something with it. But if it doesn't work, it's still not. He's gonna fail.
But
Could
Ki is
you-
not a physical matter. Ki is an energetic and spiritual culmination.
Well, I don't know. To say that it doesn't have mass,
Everything has mass. Literally everything.
right?
Unless it's light/photon, then it doesn't have any mass.
But he knows that.
Okay.
But everything has.
So it's similar
everything
to that, right?
Everything.
then?
Everything has atoms and neutrons and electrons.
You are correct.
So he it's more like if there's like hydrogen, helium. If does it make like heat off it? Does it bring any like fire? Because it would use something like that.
Well, okay. So when
Well, even in little clips of a Kamehameha, when in that big bad final moment of the boss, you've seen them incinerated.
yeah.
Yeah. See that.
So
that-
it's pure energy
So
that incinerates a foe.
I think
That's
it's
just Kamehameha.
That's not Super Spirit Bomb. That's not Big Bang. That's
Mm.
not Final Shine.
which are like
See
denser
that
versions.
that would be hard for Edward to actually like figure out because if he's never studied it before, it's one of those things.
It's brand new. That's
It's
the
well,
thing.
it's like plasma, right?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
It's more of a plasmatic
It's-
substance.
Exactly. It's like it's
It's
not
super
liquid.
heat
It's
and
not
super
gas. It's
charged-
not. Yeah.
Charged with
it's-
a lot of energy. Like if you look at it, one of the biggest downsides of the Super Spirit Bomb is time.
Mm.
However, again, it's a giant ball made of pure energy.
Yeah. You get hit by it, you're done.
Kid Buu.
You know. Which was like Kid Buu was like leagues above the other villains. You know, like Cell was crazy powerful, but against Kid Buu, Cell would get knocked. You know,
Mhm.
done. 2 seconds. On the ground. Cell.
Sal.
Lost. Anyway. But yeah, so I think Eraserhead would go. I think Eraserhead would go out against Gogeta because he would eventually have to resort to hand-to-hand combat, and he would also inevitably lose in hand-to-hand combat.
Even against Goku or Vegeta.
Yeah, even
The
if they
lone
were
bow versus
separated.
The lone bow.
Remember, in GT, that's past Super, meaning they have the tournament of power down their belts.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, so like, if Edward, like, could see, like,
would see
Edward
Edward's understanding
understands the
that there's
physics of
size.
like superheating things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he understood that it was superheated, it would help him in his research. But he would have to get close enough to feel that it was superheated, which means he has to get hit by an attack for it in order to understand
In
like
which we've seen what
Kamehameha
an
waves and stuff
attack
like that.
Direct hit can do. Final flashback to Cell when everybody was like, what, base Super Saiyan? Flashback to Cell, and that final flash from Vegeta literally destroyed Cell's entire
Yeah.
right side.
See, the thing is with your character, you're an alien,
True.
True.
which basically gives you like super advantage above us.
Yeah.
Again,
No.
1 hour.
No,
Yeah, for
no,
1
but
hour.
by
In
your
that
but,
1
but,
hour,
but
you win.
separated, those two are still aliens that we have. We're
Yeah.
from a form of Earth. We have no idea about alien life
They
form.
are
True, true.
They are aliens. However, they've spent so much time on Earth that they've just blended
Yeah.
with the Earth.
They are
They're
Earthlings.
almost
They are
humans.
Earthlings.
They're
Yeah,
Terran-
Earthlings for
Terran.
They
sure.
are the same.
Terrans.
One of the tag is the same among us.
Terrestrians.
They
But
live on
they've
Earth.
learned off planet, haven't they? Like they've
Yeah,
been-
some-
Yeah, but so has
yeah, some.
Krillin.
yeah.
What do you mean they've learned off?
Like they've trained with alien other
Oh,
species
yeah.
like
yeah.
that. So
and
they
they've been to different.
no, but that's the
planets.
thing. That's leagues above any of our characters combined.
True, true.
So,
Well, are
okay.
you making an argument for him to win?
No, that's how I'm seeing this as because
you are correct.
Because the fact
good
is that
insight.
your character would win still.
Well, the thing is, how
I
much
could
time
try
did
to
he take on
figure-
Eraserhead?
Probably.
I don't
not
think he's
long.
done. I don't think he's done in 30 seconds.
No,
Definitely not 30
no,
seconds.
no.
You
Like
you know,
It definitely put a chunk into the fusion time, which leaves you
Yeah.
two left.
I would say,
at-
and
at
both
the
of you were
least
left.
10 minutes. I think Eraserhead would stall for 10 minutes just to figure out, all right, what am I going to
Yeah,
do? And then
I
just like,
agree.
I have nothing else
Figuring
to do.
anywhere
Let's
from
fight.
15 to 20. just on Eraserhead.
I could
Just because
completely
Gogeta
believe that.
has to spend time figuring out what your guy does.
Yeah.
Which puts a chunk in it.
Where he just like there's that neutral in the fight where it's like I don't want to attack because I don't know what he's capable of, so I have to wait for him to attack.
Mhm.
But he doesn't want to attack because he doesn't know what I'm capable of, so he has to wait for me to attack. So then it becomes whoever it makes the first
Trying
move.
to taunt each other.
Yeah, kinda. You know, just
Get on
kind of
out
looking
here.
at each
And
other,
then
like
Eraserhead
waiting
maybe
for the
trying to
leaf
whip
that's
in
falling to hit the
with the-
ground.
And
With the ribbon.
if Gogeta ends up splitting, there's that moment of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen every time they unfuse, they're stuck there for about a minute.
And Eraserhead
Oh.
would definitely take advantage
well,
of
not
something
a
like
minute,
But not like defenseless. Just little
Well,
bit- little bit
groggy, like,
stunned.
wouldn't-
it
Yeah, yeah.
laps in
that.
their
Yeah,
guard.
something
It
could
is a
happen
huge
before
lapse
they
in their
realized
guard.
it was happening.
Yes.
Okay. But we don't know that's gonna happen.
No,
We don't know.
We have
If it happens.
we have no idea about his hour thing. We have nothing of that. So in the aspect of the whole thing, I don't see either me or Pilly's character that
Well,
he-
the thing is,
All right,
with
I'll
you,
hit.
I feel
Well, no,
like
I would just.
if you end up
I feel like you'd pull up a
during
wall.
the hour time, I feel like Edward would be smart enough to be like, now is the time to attack. Go. Same with you. If they're stuck, if they're sitting there confused before they get back on their feet, I feel like both of you would know that is time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
but I feel like you with
And
your
a 1 versus 1 is definitely more fair, especially when it's Kid Goku and they're still in base form.
Mm,
Oh.
Because they don't split in Super Saiyan, they split in base form.
that's true. Neither
and they
neither
stop
of
to
them
fight
stay
for a
in
little bit
Super
before
Saiyan
they
4.
power up.
Yeah.
And even
I
then,
agree. Plus-
Goku can probably only reach Super Saiyan 3 after a Super Saiyan 4 fusion.
Yeah. Plus, let's say like you didn't even split and you just finished the fight against the Eraserhead. Let's say it's been 15 minutes,
Yes.
right? You go over to the fight. There's a blizzard and a sandstorm fighting each other.
Sandstorm?
Well, he's using the sand.
He's using the same.
He has to use the sand.
He has to. It's
He
the
has to
only
use
thing
sand. It's the
around
only
to
thing
use
around.
alchemy on. And Hitoyoshi has to use ice because that's literally his power.
What
He
would you
can make
do with the
a
sand?
blizzard.
I can transmute.
He could transmute it to any shape he wants. He could literally make a sandstorm.
But it's still sand.
Yeah.
well,
So I
unless
just have to
transmuted.
snipe you.
Well, a dense spear made out of sand will pierce through like concrete. You know what I'm saying?
Well, doesn't it become a
Oh.
different?
if it's
I-
dense enough.
I can-
actually, doesn't
I-
it become a different material?
I can make if I can make
It
the
could,
material if I just have to equal out what I take.
Yeah.
So say I want to make a building, it'd take a bit, but I can make a building with but it would take
Made
a
out of
lot.
stone.
Yeah,
Hmm?
because
yeah, because the
Alchemy
sand would
changes
harden.
the material.
He could take the.
I don't
He could literally
think-
take like the oxygen
don't
and
think-
the
Again,
hydrogen
I am
out of
not-
the air into the sand.
Okay.
You know, to harden it to make stone.
Again,
he could take.
I'm not too far, but I literally saw him make a metal spear out of stone.
Yeah.
Yes. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So
It
making a
changes
stone,
like
materials.
metal,
making
now
a
stone
stone
can be like
spear.
smelted and then created. You know, like it's just same materials. Sand to stone, though. I could also see that. the way
I
you
can make
said it.
I can make glass in
Yeah.
sand.
Oh,
glass.
glass. Yeah,
I can
yeah,
make
yeah,
glass.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think
All
that
you
be
would need
very
is
effective.
friction.
Don't do that.
But is
But,
that the limitation? Like, can you
No.
not just turn it into a different material?
No, I can.
No, it has to. It has
Well,
to
there-
make sense.
Yeah,
Again,
the
I'm
the
not too far
components.
in, so
Yeah, the ingredients of it have to be there, but they don't have to be together yet. You know, so like if there's a spark, he can then use that with the sand in order to make glass, right?
Yeah.
But just in the middle of a desert, like maybe if it's like the most humid day,
So
he could just make
so
glass.
he
But I
he
doubt
was
it.
in the desert between these two countries. He did alchemy, and it proved that he was able to make walls. He was able to make like fists come out, like manifest fists to like fight. So dense fists. So he's able to
Yeah,
make stuff, but it's to a limitation of what he can make. He can't just make like he
You
has
can't
to,
just like instantly like spawn a gigantic golem made of sand, right? He can't
well, yeah,
just do
it takes
that.
time.
It takes
That's not
time.
my
It takes
point.
time.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
The question I have: wouldn't he be able to change the base material?
Yes.
If
Like, could he not
Simple
make
answer,
a metal
yes.
spear out of that sand?
Simple answer. Yes.
yes,
That's what I'm asking.
yeah, he can.
Because that's what I saw. Again, I'm not too far, which is why I'm still kind of feeling this out.
well, okay.
But I literally saw
Yeah, he-
stone
So
metal
metal
to metal.
metal is like dense stone though. You know, like metal is made by compacting stone, right?
Yeah, but that's also like an instantaneous deal. What Edward does.
I know that's what I'm saying. So it's possible that like I'm agreeing with you. It's more than possible because sand is just stone, but like smaller. So you just need more sand. You can do it. You just need more sand. You know. Then if you were to
And
do
if
it
you
with
put us in
stone,
a desert,
he has enough
plenty of
sand.
Time. He
yeah,
has plenty of sand.
he could
Lots
make
of
he
sand.
could
So
make
much sand.
metal
Everybody gets sand.
weapons, metal armor. It would take
Actually, this is
longer.
gonna become a lot closer than you guys had originally anticipated. Key blasts, plasma, heat, sand.
Yeah.
That
you would
gives
be able
you
to
glass.
use that.
Yeah.
You would be able to use that. That's the thing.
If the key blast disintegrate people, why would it not disintegrate whatever he has?
Well, you can dodge it, and if you get hit, yeah, you lose a limb, but it's proven
Yeah.
that he can still use one hand to transmute.
Plus, like it's not gonna incinerate all the sand in the desert.
Correct.
True.
Like
But
so
you
it's
have to
not plenty of sand. It's a
reconstruct it.
desert. It's made of sand.
And like and as we said before, there are certain combos that are just world breaking.
Yes.
Instantaneous transmission Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Big Bang Kamehameha.
So like,
Fucking final
unfortunately,
shot,
that
final
instant
flash.
transmission is such a get out of jail free card. You know, just
I'm
like
putting a limit-
go for
I'm
a
putting a limit
twofer.
on it just
Mhm.
for Eraserhead. That's the thing.
yeah,
I could totally destroy everybody with instant transmission Kamehameha.
yeah.
I could see Gogeta
Literally
being
the same
ruthless
move. You could
enough.
just do the same move 3
to-
times
So,
and win.
see, that's the thing. That's why I'm going towards the
Well-
reality of it. His character would
Well, but he wouldn't.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
even
Oh,
if he
wouldn't.
could, like his character's
And even
like
then, that's also
personality
not
wouldn't
Gogeta's
do that.
No, yeah.
fighting style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gogeta is a combination of experienced fighters and noble warriors.
holy crap.
Would he
Vegeta
take the
himself-
chance for us being together to just be
Vegeta
blasted
himself
by ki
would
blast?
not allow that cheap trick.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, sure, he'd
He
use an
would
instant
beat the
transmission,
crap out of us,
transmission
though.
Kamehameha, but he wouldn't keep using it on everybody.
Okay.
I will
Like,
say
he
ultimately
would do his best to make it a fair fight
yeah.
because they enjoy fighting.
Mm.
But
Okay.
it would not be a fair fight.
No.
He would win.
Okay.
Anyway.
So
I mean,
ultimately,
Flying wise, you have the advantage. And like, if I try to freeze you, boom, just a single key blast of that kind of heat, I'm pretty sure it would at least erode it enough that it wouldn't do
Plus,
damage.
Gogeta has the capability of being faster than
And
you
being
can
way
realize.
faster. Yeah, so just you have so many advantages to stack on
But-
top of each other in such a way. It's kind of an easy win.
Anyway,
However, I also feel like you two would recognize him as a very serious enemy and do your best to
yeah.
out Gogeta.
mhm.
Yes,
Which is why now I'm going on to this area. How effective would that be?
not very.
Well, if Gogeta's not taking it seriously at first, pretty
Gogeta's
effective.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, that's when he takes it seriously.
Well, I know, but like if he walks in and is like I'm talking like he walks in,
Vegito
doesn't
is the
use his
cocky
final
That's
one.
the thing.
I'm saying he's not going to use his final like this is the move I use when I'm in a corner. You know, like
He doesn't
instant
use that
transmission
until
final
he's
flash.
in a corner.
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to use that at first, so they're going to be effective.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is that you guys, 2 versus 1, would definitely be able to stall for time, and while they're stunned, be able to get them to the point where they
Yeah.
cannot power up again for a little bit. And even then, they wouldn't be able to fuse again. Not unless you two start fighting each other and they dash off.
Yeah.
So
however, and if you
rolled up
realize
and
that
we
they
were
were
fighting,
However, if you realize that they were fused, I feel like both of you would be smart enough. At least Edward would be smart enough not to let them run off.
Yeah, to take advantage of that.
So while they would get at least up to Super Saiyan, at most up to Super Saiyan 3, they wouldn't be able to fuse.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is their biggest thing. And yes, they're very powerful fighters. But that also puts it a little bit more on even ground too.
I agree.
Okay. So ultimately, do we have a decision, or are we like stuck on this?
Gogeta. My
Gogeta.
decision, Gogeta.
he's just so fast. He's faster
I mean,
than
because
both of them
when it
combined.
comes down, if it comes down to Hitoyoshi versus Edward, I think Edward wins, especially since they're in a desert.
Really?
Because Hideyoshi, his ice is gonna eventually, inevitably, become more and more useless in a desert.
Touche. The longer it
I
goes
would have
on,
to
the
go with
less
Edward.
effective.
Frankly, I'd have to go with Edward if it was you two.
Oh.
But like a Gogeta finished Razorhead in the time and then joined it and made it a 1v1v1.
Edward likes
Yeah.
to talk. Hitoyoshi likes to kill. In those first few seconds, would
True. That's true.
Edward take the initiative and like go for like a ha, or would Hitoyoshi
I-
go for the kill?
I think.
I think he would definitely go for that. First strike, going for the kill.
I think Edward would realize that the situation, there's no talking.
Yeah.
I think he would realize the situation.
I think he could read the situation.
Yeah, I think he reads the situation very well because it's
Just like Hitayoshi would read the situation and go for the kill. He
Yeah.
would read the situation and know not to.
it's not time to
Slack.
talk.
Yeah.
It's not time to talk. It's time to
But
fight.
like there was a butcher dude in a different body.
Yeah.
Edward
Well, he
fought.
talks to him, but he doesn't die while he's talking to him.
He could, yeah, I was gonna bring it up for that exact reason. Is like he talks smack to him in the wrong moment and almost gets straight decapitated.
Yeah.
I think that's the situation is that Edward would begin his monologue, hero as they do. Hitayoshi goes in and Edward would be like, wall,
see
or,
that
dodge away.
that's beginning Edward. I picked ending Edward.
That's true.
I mean, his
This is like months after that.
I mean,
So he
someone who's already
take the killing
fought,
blow, he would die?
Someone who's already fought, like father, basically.
So
Right.
yeah, this is a person who's fought father, and he's learned that in his ways that at the time he just needed to fight. He can't. There's no talking anymore.
But he did that to a god. To father, he was mouthing off.
Yeah, but what
and if
other
it did
like?
turn out to go to Edward and Gogeta, the 1 hour thing, they don't do 2v1. Ever.
No.
Ever.
That's true.
No, that's not like a flat out limitation. That is their personality. They don't 2v1. They may take turns in the fight, but they don't 2v1.
Oh, you're right. If Edward
And
keeps
right now-
Vegeta
Yeah.
online,
Because
just
even if
switch out-
Goku tried, Vegeta would be like, "Get out," and same thing, vice versa.
Yeah. I'm also going to rule out any possibility of full moon. It's a crescent moon
Yeah.
waning on because of the golden great ape. Not doing that one.
Yeah. No,
Long
because
story
it's
short,
like,
Goku gets his tail back when he's turned into a kid and goes golden great ape, and I'm ruling that out. Right
it's
now.
it's because it's entirely uncontrollable. It's an unpredictable
Yeah.
situation.
Like Edward could totally take it down, but it's just
Yeah.
like it just adds more time.
Yeah.
It just
Plus it's
reminds him of
not
a
fair.
Chimera. Yeah, it just reminds him of a
Yeah.
Chimera, and he's defeated Chimeras before.
Well, no, that's not the issue. It just adds more unnecessary time.
Mhm.
So you said
I think it would go.
I said
Eraserhead
Gogeta.
goes down first, then Hitayoshi by Edward's hand, and then
I agree.
Edward gets taken out by Gogeta, and then Gogeta turns into Vegeta and Goku, and then Vegeta and Goku fight. Right? I mean, that's how it would go. That's how it would go.
To?
yeah.
That's
I-
funny,
that's-
but
that's
it's
what I-
like,
that's
Well,
I
you know,
agree.
you just have an unfair advantage. You know, you just
Well, I want to. Well, that's the thing is Edward would be smart enough to figure something's wrong here, because it's like
but it,
two voices.
even in that
Two
way. In that
voices.
way, it's just
Yeah,
so
talking
unfair.
at the same
Yeah, it is.
In, in speed, in power, in key blast, long, in distance.
you're-
in
the thing
every-
is that-
But
next
the
to every
Vegeta-
way.
But your
and
body,
him would play
but
around.
your body's
So he
unlike
would
Edward.
torture him.
well, the
and
Vegeta
Edward-
would want to play around, but the Goku part of him would want Edward to be his strongest when he fights him.
Exactly.
Mm,
Goku would give Edward time to prepare, flat
Mhm.
out, like right now. I'm saying
He would
that.
fight Vegeta.
even in Gogeta form. Goku is the more.
So your
more
so your
control,
Yeah,
weakness
I
is that your body would clash each other.
Well, not just that,
Yeah.
because like they're sitting here deciding, but in the end they would give Edward time to power up
Okay.
because Vegeta loves
So-
fun fights too.
So
That's
we need to wrap this up. This is super.
What would that equate to? Edward preparing. What would he do in
What
the
would
face
he
of
do?
gods, of a double god so powerful that he can take on literally everything else that has stood in his way, and just stepped over it
You realize that Goku and Vegeta have died multiple times
against Edward Elric?
in total, not even just Edward Elric. Vegeta
I
and
mean,
Goku
against
have
a
died
human,
before.
against a human who can only work with the materials he has and a limited time to
Well,
do
okay.
that. He's just not fast enough. He's just not strong enough.
See, that's
He
what.
did
But-
nothing Edward
but-
does.
but they've never seen alchemy before. They
They'll
do
be
not
intrigued.
understand
They
that
don't know
power.
what that is. And they'd be fighting Eraserhead by the time you're done with him too.
Yeah.
So like, say 15 minutes per fight, right?
Mhm.
He's done with you.
It's like Boo with Hercule.
It's like a new,
Ooh,
brand new
whoa,
playing
what's
field.
that?
You haven't
Candy. That's
seen
cool.
Key, but
he
you
plays
but
with
that you
it.
haven't seen Alchemy.
That's how it would be.
Yeah.
Well,
But to compare
at
Edward
least
to Edward would
15
whoop
more minutes will be
Hercule.
spent going,
and
"Ooh, that's cool. What
it's-
is that?"
it's
So
like
that's why I
on both
But
of their
that's
parts.
the comparison. That's
So-
the power difference.
So like with that, there's
so
there's
huge
an
a gap.
alchemy that
I don't know.
that's mainly used
because
for
Edward
distance.
could use
It's
the
not. It's
sand
like a type of
around
alchemy.
Gogeta.
I
To
forget what
do
it's called,
what?
but it's from
to trap
this
him
Asian
Instant
country
transmission. There's nothing he
between-
can do
on the other side of the
against
sand world. The
before he
desert.
realizes.
So it could be
What?
something like
What if
that
he
where
shots
he
him
learns
before he
that
realizes?
because finding out that
Before
it uses
Gogeta
distance.
realizes?
Right.
because in the end of the show, that's what
and he's
that's what
what,
Mei
harden it?
Fong uses. This little girl who knows it to help Alphonse and Edward.
He's gonna harden it stronger
the
than
thing
what
is-
Goku
the
or
thing is, too,
Gogeta himself
that
could
even
not
just
break
seeing a
through.
little bit, I know that they would spend.
There's not a
another
material
15
Edward
minutes kind of
knows that is
acting
that
like,
strong.
Hold on. We have too many conversations going on right now, people. We have too many conversations.
agree, I
We have to, one at a time.
Personally, I also feel that at least 15 more minutes would be spent between the two of them.
I don't understand why we're still arguing. It's obvious Gogeta would
Yep.
swamp Edward, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And they would be sitting there going, "Cool, what's that?" Like Edward, they would get another. They would actually get a feel for each other's abilities.
You get a feel
Whether
for each other's
that's-
abilities,
So-
and they would play with Edward like a toy.
What?
Whoa, what is that? That's cool. Let me see it, and then just let him
Oh,
do his
you're
thing,
right.
and then step on him. I don't understand.
You're right.
Like it's unfair. Why are we arguing
unfair.
this? Gogeta is broken as fuck.
It,
There's
well,
nothing he
it
can
was it was because at the beginning we weren't like, yeah, Gogeta wins. It was like, I wonder what would happen. That's why we're arguing.
But like,
We're
just,
explaining-
Like, he said we have a limited time, and then it just kind of kept going. And I
Again,
feel
limited
like,
time, and it would turn out to be yes, there are two people,
So
I mean, in the
3 people
podcast.
total.
yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for everyone for listening. Leave a comment. Who do you think would win? Like, because of our arguments and all that. Who, in your personal opinion, who do you think would win this fight? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We always like the subscribe. We like the fans. We like to keep the content going. And hit that like button if you did like this podcast. And as always, I'm Eli from the KNS studio. Have a great day.
Death on your shirt. Yeah, tomorrow I gotta go back to work. I hate my life. I hate my life.